millennia before, this year too, from mid-September, one of the most beautiful natural phenomena began. After a hot summer, autumn fog often envelops the valleys, and the trees slowly begin to change their colorful clothes. The period begins when the hitherto cautious stags hiding in the forests are driven under the influence of testosterone and show themselves in their full strength and beauty, even in places where their presence was not so prominent until now. They spent the rest of the year preparing for this period. Now they're heading for the rutting places. There they will fight for their chosen ones in order to pass on the gene pool for future generations and preserve the natural cycle of life. For those who have been enchanted by our Slovak nature, the opportunity to see and hear a stag is an unrepeatable experience. A majestic bull just a few meters away can literally take your breath away and send chills down your body. Slovaks can be proud to be part of the Carpathian Arc because the fantastic genetics of their majestic Carpathian ancestors flows in the blood of our stags. Many countries envy our deer. The beginning of the autumnal equinox was the last day for me to spend in the presence of our kings of the mountains. The following days I already have work obligations, and I will miss the peak of the rut. But that doesn't matter at all. On the last day, nature gave me wonderful moments for which I am grateful. The magical nature of Turčianska region offers many wonderful places to observe deer. Whether it is a high mountain environment, old forests, foothill meadows, or agricultural pastures and fields, each area has its king for a short period. I invite you to spend the first autumn day with me in the presence of these majestic creatures and their gentle halves. I go to the location completely in the dark so that I can enjoy the concert of the Guarantor Kings undisturbed. It's just before the peak of the rut, and the woods are really alive. Stags are calling all around. Listening, I walk slowly in the gloom of the morning, surrounded by thick fog. Visibility is really very poor, but every coin has two sides. The white veil helps me to get closer to my favorite place. Using a thermal camera to monitor the area in front of me to see if there are any animals. I bump into wild boars going into the thicket. I notice them at the last moment, so I prefer to wait to avoid a conflict of interest. Already disguised, I sit down in a spot I've seen beforehand. I am waiting for the sunrise, and I hope that at least one of the beauties echoing in the distance will appear on the meadow. I comb the surroundings again and again with binoculars. The persistent fog does not allow me to observe the space too far, but the voice of the deer grows louder and is definitely approaching in my direction. I recognize his silhouette in the middle of the meadow. He has with him several representatives of the fairer sex. I recognize him at first sight. It is the same stag that shared this location with another massive bull last season as well. He got stronger in the antlers in a year, but in the crown he did not gain even one more point. He is a regular 12-pointer in his prime. He shows off beautifully, roaring on all sides, and nobly guards his little harem of doe. The first rays of the sun break through the thick fog in front of me. I have a wonderful view. I enjoy the beauty of nature and almost forget about the game. Mesmerized by the sunrise, I overlooked that the Lord of the Meadows had already pulled his harem into the safety of the forest. For now, my observation is over. I had a wonderful morning in the presence of the King of the Mountains. I enjoy another cup of warm tea. I will slowly move to the next location, just below the foothills of Malafatra. After about an hour of slow walking, I arrive at the place. I notice young deer grazing contentedly on the green meadow. They are aware that they have not yet grown to the dimensions of their fathers. They have several years before they get involved in the reproductive season. Even so, they like to catch up and try what they can afford. An experienced stag can quickly clean them out of their area. Sometimes a few loud assurances are enough. Other times a sprint is needed to show who is the boss. Finally, the young men disappeared in the nearby thicket, and the place remained silent. It's time to rest. I need to build a small shed. In the afternoon, they are reporting showers from the heat, so I want to prepare for it. I use the edge of the forest with overgrown trees. With the help of a rubberized poncho, I quickly create a shelter from possible rain. It's nothing extra, but it will be enough for a short shower. Time has advanced a little. You need to get a little stronger. Preparing lunch will be easier than it seems at first glance. I put the meatballs with potatoes in a chemical heater, cover them with a little water, and in 5 minutes the food is ready. To my surprise, it is quite tasty and completely sufficient for the terrain. When I go out for the day, I also carry a gas bomb cooker with me. I boil some water and pour my afternoon coffee. I enjoy her scent, the momentary feeling of solitude and relaxation. The mix of nature sounds and the fatigue from getting up early got to me. I am woken from my slumber by the sound of drops. The weather forecast came true. It started to rain quite intensely, which I don't mind at all. On the contrary, it came to life again in nature. During the heaviest rain, a hunting fox appeared and kept me company for a while. Preoccupied with the small predator, I did not notice that a deer with a doe appeared on the horizon. The bachelor takes his chance to get to the doe and try for some success. However, he will not warm up with them for a long time. To my left, a loudly echoing, irregular 10-pointer runs out of the forest. He is heading straight for his competitor. He runs away from him as fast as his legs can. An easy win for the older gentleman. The local king returns to his ladies and makes it clear to those around him who is the ruler here. The rain slowly stopped. The animal went back to the safety of the forest. I no longer notice any movement in the meadow. I can't wait to see what the evening brings. It's early evening. The clouds retreated, and the meadows were bathed in the rays of the setting sun. I need to move from the temporary shelter to the edge of the forest. After a few steps, I discover a great place for watching wildlife. I will cover it with camouflage netting. Final adjustments, and I'm sitting. The wind is favorable, the light is wonderful, all that remains is to wait patiently. I carefully comb the space in front of me with the binoculars. Suddenly, with the last rays of the sun, a herd of deer appears on the horizon. In the background, you can hear the mighty roar of a stag. I can't catch a glimpse of him yet. He hides somewhere in the safety of the forest. He suddenly rushes to the doe and echoes to the whole neighborhood. A powerful 12-pointer, the ruler of the foothill meadow. An old acquaintance from the morning's observation. A few minutes later, on the opposite side of the meadow, a second deer makes itself known. The outgoing irregular 18-pointer is also surrounded by a small number of doe. However, the rivals do not show more interest in each other. They only counter each other by roaring, each on their side of the space. It surprises me. Exactly 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to observe a stag's fight at this place. Back then, the battle was fought over one common harem of doe. So it seems at this time each of them has a satisfactory number of deer, and a similar experience will not be repeated. I watch the game until it gets dark. I can't even see them anymore. I just hear their thunderous voices. I pack all the material in silence and slowly move away. Under the light of the rising moon, I reflect on today's wonderfully spent time in nature. I am filled with peace and awe. I pay tribute to nature for giving me such a great day full of incredible experiences. I hope you enjoyed this day together with me. See you at the next video from our wild Slovak nature.